A very big hello and good afternoon to all the students and all who are watching this time, right? And let's get quickly started with part number 7 of this tutorial series, Python for Beginners, right? And before I get started, I would like to read some of your comments and some of your questions and answers, right? So let me get quickly started with the yesterday's question, Gausia Jan. Yes, the question was post 3 machine learning and data science libraries. Now, Gausia Jan is always the first one to reply. I appreciate your enthusiasm. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it on. Machine learning libraries are NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib. Yeah, TensorFlow is basically not data sciences. TensorFlow belongs to machine learning. NumPy is basically, yeah, I can see we can use them, we can use them here and there, right? And Pandas is basically data sciences, right? So, but well tried. We have TensorFlow is there. Keras is there. Yeah, very nice. Amir Bashir has also, written some nice libraries. Beautiful Soup is for web scraping. Skitlearn is good. Yeah, NumPy, it's NumPy, right? And Matplot, yeah, to visualize the data, Matplot is there. Akib Makbool has written some nice answers, some good options. Aftab has also written. Zamir is also writing ML libraries. TensorFlow, Keras, py.skype, and matplotlib.pyplot is also there. Muzaffar is also among consistent, students. Yeah, right. Absolutely right. And Sharafat Majid Mir is absolutely right. NumPy, Matplot, yeah. Right. So we can use them here and there. So basically, there's no specific, right? Those libraries which are used for data analytics can also be used in machine learning. NumPy, Skype, and Skitlearn, TensorFlow. TensorFlow is a very good library, right? TensorFlow is the algorithm that is behind image recognition. Okay, we have, yeah, absolutely right. Faizan Latif, Ilahi Amir, absolutely right, right. Dareen Akbar, yeah, TensorFlow is also there. Yeah, so almost everyone has mentioned TensorFlow, right? Okay. Absolutely right. Tahir Wani has also replied. Wani Zahur, yeah, absolutely right. Let me show another screen. Okay, and now yesterday's lecture, yeah, Bio 7 useful video. Thank you, Bio. And Ajaz is conditional formatting. CF is a tool that allows you to apply. Yeah, absolutely right. But what are the different techniques used in conditional formatting? One was if and else. We have already checked we have used if and else. What are different ways of controlling that? So different ways of conditional formatting can be achieved by using different conditional statements and operate if else, if else, nested if else, and switch cases. Right, Faisal Nazir, absolutely right. You are spot on. Gausia is also replying. Conditional formatting is a feature, but you have not mentioned, all the conditional formatting options available in Python. Thank you. You're welcome. And we have Azhar, right? Also not mentioning all the features available for conditional formatting in Python. Conditional formatting is a tool that allows you to apply formats, arrange everything. Yeah, Muzaffar Loan, the consistent one. Different ways of conditional formatting: if else, nested if else, switch if else. Yeah, absolutely right. Else, yeah. Now Jahangir Wani is spot on, because in Python we use conditional formatting by if elif. It's not else if, right? Else if we use in other language. What is else if in other language is elif in Python. Absolutely right, but you're missing on switch statements here. And RC Khan, right? So is writing Excel is right to open case libraries. Yeah, if else if, right? So if else if is not there, it's elif. So you'll see that today that it's not elif, but it's not else if but elif. So let's get quickly started with today's lesson, right? And what we learned previously, and we'll have the recap of what we learned previously, and also we will have something new to learn for today's lesson, right? And let's get started, and I wish you all the best for today's class, right? And let's get started. Now what we learned previously is if, right? So if I write, let's say Raju, Raju is equivalent to true, right? And now I said if Raju is equivalent to true, right? Comparison, right? Sorry, I cannot define braces here. It's Python. If Raju is equivalent to true, print hello, right? I'm not going to use else. Now what I do here, I say print. Now there's a different technique here, right? No. Now you can see this no will come. It will come with every statement. Hello is coming and no is also coming. Why are both coming? Now you can see that this no is not a part of L body or else body, right? So if I make it false, still you will see that no will come, right? Because it's a part of code, right? It's not part of if or it's not part of else, right? So that's what you have to understand. Now if I take it to the body, if I give a single tab, now this print is part of if, right? So it is absolutely part of if, and it's within the range of if or within the body of if conditional formatting, right? So now you can see you don't have that if no coming, but as soon as I make it true, right, you will see, right? So you can see both of them are coming now. So that means in order to keep anything in the range of if or within the range or body of if, you'll have to make sure that it's inside if, right? If anything that is outside if is not going to be the part of if, right? So it's still not going to be the part of if, right? You can see that even if I take it false, because it's not part of if, so it is still going to come, no is still going to come, right? Or if you want it to be part of else, then you'll have to define else. Now in order for this to be part of else, you can see we'll get an error, yeah, indent block. So in order for this to be part of else, we'll have to hit single tab. Now this print is clearly within the body of if, and this print is within the body of else, right? Now you can see we are getting no, but if I make it true, right, so we will be getting hello, right? So now what if we have more than one statement, right? So we're writing only one statement here, right? So what if we have more than one statement? Okay, more than one statement means I'll show you. For example, let me take it as input. I'll say num1 is equivalent to int and take input, because I have to convert my input to string. So I'll say enter num1, right? Let me document it in a nice way, and I will copy this and paste it, call it num2, convert it to int, right? Enter num2. So I will say s is equivalent to num1 plus num2. And now what I do, I will go ahead and I will say if num1, right, or we can say if sum is equivalent to 100, then print hello. If it is not 100, then print, right? So now let's understand this. Okay, so now I'll say 10, right, and the num1 is going to be 10, and then num2, yeah, input. Okay, fine, let's add it. All right. Num1 10, num2 20, I'm getting no, right? So now if it is num1 50, num2 50, right, I'm getting no. Why? It has to be, sum has to be 100. It is 100, or we can say s, not sum, sorry, it's s. If s has 100, right, so here we are assigning the addition, or the sum of two numbers is being assigned to s, and s is being compared to 100 here, right? So which is understood. Let me try again. 40 plus 60, I should get hello. Yeah, I'm getting hello. Now my question is that what if I want to run multiple statements, right? I don't want to run one statement, right? For example, I want to make a calculator wherein I can add, I can subtract, I can multiply, I can divide, and so on and so forth. For that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take third option, right? So I will say the first one, I will say option. So I'll say go and take an option from the user as input. Now that option has to be taken as string. So give the message. So this is the message to user, right? So type A to add, S to subtract, right, and M to M to multiply. Or let me first show you only two, right? So then we'll move ahead with the third one. So type A. So when you execute this, option is going to take one input from user and is going to give this message to user. Type A if you want to add. Type S if you want to subtract, right? So now a single program executing multiple things, right? Okay, all right. So after that, once you give option A or you give option S, then and only then you are going to take these two options, right? Okay, let me try this, right? So option will go here. Let me get rid of this. All right. I repeat, whatever user types A or S will go to option, and then the user enters the first number and user enters the second number, right? And what is going to happen after user enters first and second number? I am going to go to if, and I'll say, right, if option, right, if option has A, it is string, so I'll take it as string. If option has A means if user has typed A, right, you're asking user to type A or S. If user now has typed A, in that case, what you are going to do? You are going to do something like this. So you are going to print num1 plus num2. So print num1 plus num2. So let me take floating variables. Float and float. Okay. So now else. That means there are only two statements. No, I can extend the statements now. So instead of else, I will use elif. It's not else if here. It is else if, means same elif. Else if. Else, why do we use else if? Why not else? Else if means now we are going to have multiple statements like this. Else if we have elif here is equivalent to s, right? So now let's suppose the user, you're asking user to enter. Now user has entered s, that has gone to option, and now if option is not equivalent to a, the body is not going to get executed. Second statement is going to get checked, and if it is s, and then what do you want? I want to print num1 minus num2. So I want to print subtraction, all right? And else, let it be if user has neither entered a nor has he entered s. In that case, I will give back a message to user, invalid input, right? Why do I give this message back? Because user is, suppose I'm telling user to either write A or write S. Now you have two options. I'm giving you two options. Third one is not there. Either write A or write S. If the user writes A, this print if is executed, if is not executed, and nor is else executed, right? Right, and you are getting the printout. Okay, so now in case if user types A, is option S, if user types S, is option equal to A? No, it's S. Go to second line. Is option equal to S? Yes. Then print the subtraction of two numbers, right? If user types something else, let's say about D is not here, right? And I didn't ask user to type D. In that case, show user that you have entered something very invalid, right? So let us try this practically and see how elif is going to work. Okay, I forget to document it, right? So let's say, okay, let us say best user-friendly environment. Type A to add an S to subtract. So I'll add A, and enter num1. I'll say 10, enter num2, I'll say 20, and then we get the answer 30, right? So let me run it again. All right, enter num1. No, I have to add subtract now. I'll hit S, and then I'll say first number is 10, minus is 5, and I get subtract. Now you can see that single program is performing multiple duties, right? It's doing addition, it's doing subtraction, and we can do multiple things, right? With this, type A to add, S to subtract, and let me do this, and M to multiply. Type M to multiply, and now we are going to add another elif block. I'll go here. I will say elif, right? If it is not A, neither S, then try this. Maybe option may be compared to multiply. If you're comparing option with multiply, and then print, right? And then print, then print num1 multiplied by num2, right? So let us try all three things right here. Okay, I didn't terminate it. Fine. Right. So now let's take a look at this. So now this defines the body of if. That means if option is equal to A has a single line code, right? And then we go to second line and start second option, which is elif, and this is the body of elif, this is the body of third elif, and this is the body of if. Now in case I take it in, so I'm going to get an error, right? So expected an indent block over here, so I'll give indent. So it looks like this piece of code belongs to this if, this piece of code belongs to this if, this piece of code belongs to this if. All right, so this is something that I like about Python. This is something I love about Python. Python is forcing you to do indent. You know, we all who know programming, maybe if there is anyone who knows C, C++, Java, all right, we don't indent our code very well. Our code is hardly readable, right? So, but Python, such a great language, is enforcing us to make the code not only portable, fast, durable, reliable, but also readable, right? How? By forcing us to do indentations, right? All right, so now you can see that program is nicely indented, and you can see this is here, this belongs to this, print belongs to this else, right? Okay, let us try now. Okay, A to add, S to subtract, M to multiply. Now I'll hit M, enter number 1, that is 10, and number 2 is equal to 2. 10, let's say 10 into 10, 100. So I'm getting 100. Why am I getting dot 0? Because we are converting it to float, right? M to multiply. Let me try something else, right? And we will say E to evaluate, right? Now I have already shown you evaluation of the code. How do we evaluate the arbitrary code? How do we execute the arbitrary code here? So I'll say elif. Now you are familiar with this, right? Option, simple. Keep on adding elif. Option is equivalent to. Why are we using double is equivalent to? Why? Yeah, comparison operators. What are we doing here? Assignment. Assignment takes place from right hand side to left hand side, and comparison takes place from, right? It also takes place from right hand side to left hand side, because it doesn't matter where does it start from, because you have to compare both should have same value. Okay, now if option is equivalent to E, what do you want here? I want to print evaluated statement. Now I want to print an expression which is evaluated, so that's why I'll call the function eval, right? And I am going to take, now what do you want to take? Because evaluation will take only one, right? And here is the problem that you need to solve. Okay, let it be, I'll take it only on num1. So I will say num1. Okay, so I'm going to eval only num1, but you're taking num1 as float. You have to take it as string, right? So that is the problem that we are facing here. So I will show you the solution, or if you know the solution, right? I want to do evaluation also. If you know the solution, let me know in the comment section. So this is going to be your homework. This is the first homework being assigned to you guys, right? I'm assigning you this work. I want to do evaluation, but I have a problem. Only when I give you problem will you be able to find solutions. Only when you are able to find solutions will you be able to become developers. Creativity will come, abstract thinking will come, discussing problems and doing gossips will stop, finding solutions, right? And then it's, programming doesn't only make you coder or programmer or developer, it also makes you a leader, right? You can see all the leaders and better businessmen. You can see, take a look at all the people who are MBAs. Are they better businessmen? No. Who is leading the world as long as business is concerned? World's best businessman, from ages now, from decades and decades. Bill Gates, IT professional, right? did not complete college. And go back, Mark Zuckerberg did not complete college, drop out in first year. Steve Jobs, the owner of Apple, the what do you call that, the owner, the we can say maker or designer, engineer, right, or co-founder of Apple, right, dropped out in first year, right. They all are businessmen. So IT creates problem solving. The moment you get problem solver, or the moment you become problem solver, you become a leader, all right. So that leadership skill requires problem solving. So this is your first problem here. I want, if the user types E, to evaluate the code. Evaluation, if you have jumped into video number 7 directly, I reckon you going back and checking video number 6 first, or the previous video. What video is this? Okay, it's part number 7. I reckon you going back and checking part number 6 before we carry on with part number 7, right? Because if you don't know what eval does, right, and if you know what eval does, I have to take a string statement and I have to execute it, right, like this. Now let me show you. I'll take input, right. So I'm going to take input, enter, and expression, right, and that input will go to exp, and then I will do, right, what I'll do, I will say exp is reassigned the evaluation of exp. So I'm evaluating the code here, okay, it's eval, and I'm printing exp. Now you can see arbitrary code execution. Enter an expression. So I'm going to enter an expression which is going to be 10, or let me document it, or make it more user friendly here. I often forget to make it user friendly. Okay, now let me say 10, right. I'll say 10 plus 20 into 10 divided by 10. So this is a complete statement, right. It's statement, or it's an expression that I require to be evaluated by Python, and now Python is evaluating it, right. You can see that complete evaluation of the code. 10 into 2 plus 3, which is going to be 23, I suppose. Yeah, 20. Now it's evaluating the code, right. So that's what I want from you guys, that if user enters E, I want you to evaluate, right. But we have a problem. What is the problem? Problem is that we are taking num1 and we are taking num2, okay, right. Aren't we taking? Yes, we are taking num1 and then we are taking num2. In that case, if user types E, we only have to take one number, right. That means we have to directly take this option, right, whatever user types, right. So user is typing E. Now once user types E, now goes to the second prompt right here. So it's very easy. I'll show you tomorrow. It, believe me, is going to be more than easy, right. More than you could have ever imagined. But still, I'm going to give you this homework. Please try and solve this. Take only one string number and evaluate it and print this. And right, did you get the question? I repeat, if user types E, now you are going to this if section, but yeah, you require evaluation of what? You're taking two numbers, and even if you take one number only, still it's float, right. So in that case, you cannot take num1 and num2. You have to take maybe some other expression, right. So yeah, I cannot give you more hints because I want your brain to start working, right, and finding solutions, right. Even if you're not able to find solutions, do not give up, and do not use internet. It uses common sense. Use common sense. Do not use internet, or do not use Google, right, because common sense, to increase that abstract thinking, you'll have to put too much of stress on your common sense and try and find solutions within yourself. You have that internet in you, you have brains in you, so you'll be able to find it. And now in my case, I'll be using D. If you're typing D, please divide it, right. So I'll say, if user types D, what you got to do is print num1 divided by num2, as simple as anything, right. So if has to be ended with a colon, okay, right. So A to subtract, M to multiply, D to divide, so I'll type D, and to num1 100, and to num2 divided by 5, so we are going to get 20. right? So you can have the quotient or you can have the remainder, right? 5 times 2 5s are 10 and 25 is equal to 20 multiplied by 5 is equal to 100, as simple as anything, right? So I hope you're getting it like pro, right? Even if you're not getting, you're getting only 50%. As we progress and carry on with all the concurrent classes, you shall be understanding and will be getting each and everything that you guys go through. But yeah, I repeat, you need to be patient. Not that patient which is in the hospital, you need to be patient enough, right? And you need to have enough patience so that you carry on with all the classes, right? So inshallah, everything is going to be perfectly all right. You're going to learn everything like a pro, don't worry. Okay, now let's get started with something else. Okay. Okay. Now one more thing. What if the user enters, let's say about A, right? Now user enters A. I'll say 10 and 10 gets 20. But now what if user enters something that's not there? User enters T. So is T somewhere there? A is there, S is there, M is there, and D is there. So you'll not be able to find. Okay. Is option A no? Go on, check. Is option S no? Is option M no? Is option D no? Then what is that? You cannot type all the words, right? You can type only the possible words that you are going to take. If it doesn't match with them, else is going to be executed. You are going to get invalid input. So I'll say 10, 20. You can see it doesn't matter what you type, you still get invalid. And I don't know what to do with 10 and 20 because none of my if statements has that being compared to. Right, so you can see this here, then you're going to print invalid input. And second thing, if I do, or if I type, okay, for example, I want to do addition, add, and then I type 10 and 20, still I'm getting invalid input. Why? Because I had to take only one. So once you are supposed to take only one character, it is your prime duty as a secure developer, right, as a thinker, right, as a best programmer. It is your duty to ensure that you're taking only one. I've already shown you in the previous class, right? How do you ensure that? By just taking the first character, even if it types string, because you're meant to type only one. You're telling user either type A or S or M or D. All are characters or are single characters, right? None of them is string. Now, why are they even trying to enter string? Maybe by mistake they may enter. So why don't you rectify? You being a computer, rectify their mistake. Take only first character. Right? Okay, let's not jeopardize it. Okay, fine. Let's carry on. Let's say subtract. I want to do sub. I should not create any problem because we are looking for S, but I have entered sub. So, but still the first character of, no, why am I doing it here? Why am I doing it here? Sorry. I have to do it here, not here, because I have to take the first character. So I'll go ahead and say I want to take the first character only, not here. I repeat, not here, right? Why would you take 1 if someone enters 10? So my mistake. You want to take only the first character, right? If you have misunderstood it, go and watch video number 6. I've already shown you how to take only, how to ensure that you take character even if the user enters string. Now if the user enters, let's say about SUB, right? So let's suppose user is entering SUB and you're saying I'm going to take only, right? I'm going to take only first character, which is the 0th character, that is SUB. No, that's only S, and UB is going to be ignored, and anything after UB is going to be ignored. Anyways, S is going to be taken and subtracted. Let's see. Let me execute it and see. Let's say subtract. Right? It is going to do fine. 10 minus 5, 5. So now if I enter something else like SUB, right? Enter term num1, 10 minus 2, 8. I'm still getting 8. So now it doesn't matter you type sub or you type anything. Let me show you another example. I will type ADS or ADIDAS. Doesn't matter whatever you type. So I'll type ADI, ADI, right? Now we have to take only the first character, right? So now I'll do 10 plus 18 is equal to 28. I'm getting 28. Addition has happened, right? So this is where you ensure, right? And you are even counting. User may make a mistake, but as long as his first character is right, that's what I'm interested in. Or why should I even bother to do addition and subtraction if user has typed something invalid? If user is supposed to type string, character, Why is user typing string then, right? So this is adding more security to your code. All right, so let me take a look at the timings. Yeah, we have good amount of time left, maybe 10-20 minutes are still there. And if you remember, this if is something that is responsible for your Facebook login, for your WhatsApp login, for registration, and every single thing. 90%, right? So your programming is 90% if. Understand that. And this is the backbone of your programming, right? Okay, we are talking of login module. Let's start designing a login module. Small login module, non-object oriented, because we just started, right? And now you are trying, you're slowly becoming aware, you're slowly understanding the logic behind Python programming and each and everything, right? Please practice very hard, right? So only then when you practice and write code and get familiar and remember the code, are you going to become good developers. All right, so let's get started. Input. Okay, let me document it in a very nice manner. So I'll say print. Let us design it. So first things first, I'm printing this line. So let me see. Yeah, we are getting a nice line. Okay, let me end the line here, right, and say welcome, right? So let me delete few from here and let me delete few from here. So let us try entering it again. Yeah, you're getting welcome. Okay, now we are styling also, right? We're designing, right? Okay, after welcome I will type it again here, right? I'll say welcome to login panel. So I'll have to make sure that it's in the center, and for that I'll have to use many techniques, right? You can use yours as well. You are creative people. Yeah, welcome to login panel. So now after I get this welcome to login panel, I say input. Take input from user and name it user name, right? So input is going to be please enter your user name, right? Give it a bit of space, right? And look what I do. Okay, is equivalent to sign. Assignment operator has to do. Whatever user enters will be assigned to username. And what is this? This is the message to user. All right, so let me copy paste. Second is password. Okay, input, please enter your password. Okay, now when user enters the username and enters the password, right, now you need to do comparison using if and else, right? Let me try. Okay, enter your username, I'll enter mine. Enter your password, I'll enter mine, and after that you don't know what to do. Okay, let's write the code here. And now when user has entered the username and password, first duty is first things first, that you need to compare, or no need to compare, and check whether user has entered something or not. I will say if, right, username is equivalent to blank. If user has not entered anything at all, why should I log in, or why should I even try and compare it? I will say if username is blank, right, please show user a warning, print, right, wrong username, or you can say please enter user name. Now we are sensing that user has not entered anything, right? So I'm giving him warning, please enter user name. If user has now entered username, right? Second statement, can we have if inside if? Yes, we can have nested if. So second statement is going to be if now user has entered, right? Sorry. If I'll say, okay, let me show you one more thing. What is this? This is comparison, right? And what if it is not equivalent to? I'll say if username has not entered something blank. So we can use not as well. So that I'll show you in the next class. Okay, fine. If username has entered nothing, show him warning, please enter your user name, right? And now if user has entered, so I'll say elif username password. Now check password is equivalent to empty, right? If password is equivalent to empty, show user warning that print to user, please enter your password, right? So now let's try both the warnings, right? Okay, let's try. If I enter nothing, so I get please enter user name, right? Now if I enter username and I don't enter password, right? Okay, why do I get this warning? Maybe PASSWORD, spelling mistake, my mistake. Okay, if I have entered username and I'm not entering password, I get please enter your password. I get this message, please enter your password, or we can say your password is empty, right? So we can do this username empty, empty. I'll show user an error username empty. Here I'll show error password empty. Why are you entering empty username and password, you duffer? Alright, so I will try and enter now nothing. So error username is empty. Now let's try and enter username. Error password empty. Now let's try and enter both. Alright, so I'll enter my username and password. Now I don't get any message because if is now successful. Now I will use else. If username is entered and password is also entered, right? That means username is not blank and password is not blank. Then what do you want to do? I want to do this else, right? Now check else show user print. I terminate. I keep on doing this. I am, I just have this bad habit of terminating. This happens to you when you're linked with so many programming languages. But yeah, even entering is not going to be a problem, right? So I'll say print, if everything goes fine, print well done, right? And claim it, right, well done. Enter your username, let's start Fahim, and password, enter well done. But I don't want to do well done, I want to check now another thing, else, if, right? Now all the statements that I've asked, the question that I've asked you for conditional formatting are coming true. What was that? If, yeah, elif, and then else and if. Now if. Now this if is inside this else block because now you want to check another statement. That is going to be if username is equivalent to, for example, FAHIM and. Now what is this and? This is not bitwise. It's, it is basically logical and, right? Because you are checking two statements at the same time, right? You are checking two statements at the same time. And simple English, password is equivalent to password. And then what you got to do, right? Show me, now this if is a separate block inside else, right? Show me print logged in successfully, right? And if it is not, I'll just go with another else, but this else, it doesn't belong to this if, right? This else now is in the body and it's parallel to this if, right? So this else belongs to this if. Now I will say else print, it's going to be very easy once you practice, right? Else print, right, incorrect username or password, as simple as anything. So let me execute it once again. I have an error. Why do I use two ands? No, we don't use this and here. Maybe let's try Fahim and password, unspotted exception. I have to use and. Sorry, this and is basically used in Java, so I had some misconceptions, but yeah, it gets I recalled, and now I know we have to use this and here. Simple English, right? All right, so now let's try once again. Enter your username, Fahim. Enter your password. Logged in, successful. Yeah. Now let me try again. Username something Fahim, and password, whatever, but username is incorrect. Incorrect username or password. So now what is happening? Let me tell you again. First things first. If username is equivalent to blank, if you're not entering anything, you're going to get this statement, because you're executing this if. Error, username is empty. Neither this nor this. If this else is not executed, this is not executed. That means nothing is going to be executed, only this line. And now in case you have entered username and you have not entered password, so this elif is going to be executed, this else is not going to be executed, right? In case you have entered now, username is also entered, password is also entered. That means username is username compared to empty? No, because you have entered. Password is not comparable to password because you have entered. Then else is going to be executed. But what in else? Another if. Now if you have entered username and you have entered password, let me check whether the username you entered is equivalent to this, and the password, and we are using two state, and the password that you have entered is equivalent to this. So this can be pass also, or maybe username is let's say about Imran, no problem. So if you have entered Imran and your password is pass, then you are successful. And this is where we have to get connected to database, maybe after 10-12 classes. And this is where we'll be getting connected with database and asking the database whether the database has username and password. If yes, is this comparable with this, right? Because username and password is taken as input, right? Input is not blank, right? And then what is input? If input is not blank, is it genuine? Is it Imran? Is password? If yes, then print successful login. If not, then print incorrect username and password. Let me try all the things. Nothing, so you are getting, right? Error, username is empty, right? So let me try one more thing. You type the username and you don't type the password, you get error, password is empty. Now you type the username and you type the password, you get incorrect username or password. Once you type the correct username Imran and pass, which is correct, you get log in success. And this is the magic of if, and this is the magic of else. Now if I go back to your questions, right, and you can see if and else, have we used? Yeah, we have used if and else, right? Is if, and then prior to this we learned if and else. And have we used else if? Yeah, we have used elif. If, elif, else is all used. If, elif, else. If, elif, else, all three are used. I repeat what is happening right here for the final time before I wind up. First, you design a nice environment and you tell user, hey, welcome to my login panel, please enter your username, right? And then whatever user enters goes to this username, because we are using assignment operator, right? And whatever user enters here goes to this. Even if user does not enter anything, still blank will go to username and blank string will go to password. Now validation is very important. I call this validation, and right, and this is called as verification, right? So now first you are doing validation. If username is blank, no need to do anything here. Tell him that username is empty. Now in case if username is not empty, maybe let's check whether user has typed password or not, and then you say, oh, password is empty. In case if password and username is not empty, neither if is going to be true because username is not empty, neither nor elif is going to be true because password is not empty. Then you go to else, right? And in else you can run another if else. Now you are doing verification. Okay, now you have entered username. Let me see whether that's Imran. Now you have entered password. Let me see that if that is PASS pass. If yes, then you are logged in successfully. If not, then you don't know your username and password, incorrect username or password. And this is where we are going to get connected to the database and seek information from the database and compare your username and password with as that of the database, right? In maybe 5 to 10 classes, right? So let me take a look at time. So time is 44. Right, in case you have any questions, you can ask me, and believe me, if you are feeling let's say about a bit lethargic about practicing. These days you sit back home. Let's take full advantage of time. All right, we are recording lectures for you. We are quite positive of integrating something within you, right? That we know that you have been only studying. You don't know the practical. You don't have that practical exposure. What if CBSC and JK, or we can say NCRT, has introduced Python in the syllabus now, 8th, 9th, and 10th? What if they have introduced all is not lost? Learning has no age. Learning can start at any moment in time, right? And all young and old people does not matter at all. We, even after studying for 18 19 years, after studying IT for 19 years, almost it's been 18 19 years since I learned IT, and I'm in this field, still we keep on updating ourselves, still we keep on learning new things, right? And believe me, the impact of IT learnings and IT education will be inside your personal life as well as professional life, only because of the fact that in programming, what we try and do is solve problems. What are programmers? Problem solvers. What are developers? Problem solvers. Now in businesses, they are expecting too much from us. They say we need to have less human and computer interaction. Right? Will you be able to sense? Will you be able to predict? Will you be able to see? Will your computer or your software be able to see whether my business decisions are right or wrong? Machine learning, artificial intelligence. Will you be able to do analytics on my data and tell me, am I taking good enough business decisions on the basis of data? Everywhere, right? So this is something that is a must for each and everyone. If you do not have IT education, you do not have anything at all. All right, because if you are going for a job, if you go and do job tomorrow, right, if you're not doing an IT job, IT will still come in your job. All right, this is a golden opportunity. Lockdown, internet is working. I'm providing you classes. What else do you require? Only you yourself can practice hard, and we shall be content, and will provide you each and everything that is necessary for you to become great developers, right? Because this is not going to be a crash program. We are going to show you something that you cannot find it. We are going to even show you everything that is hidden behind it. Only when you are content, and you basically show your commitment and show your passion, right? And please and please complete today's homework and write down your solution down in the comment section. And I repeat, the question remains same, that we want to evaluate. Go back, and reverse the program and go back and see that evaluation has to happen, right? And you need to find a solution. If the user enters E, I need that statement to be evaluated. The moment you find that solution, right? Thank yourself, thank God that you are at the right track. And even if you are not finding solutions, right, be patient. In 5 to 6 classes, you'll still be able to find solutions. But do not Google. Use common sense. And I wish you all the best for your near future. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.